Can you take us into, because, I remember this when it was unfolding in real time.
In the news every single day.
In the news, and can you give us some insight, what you've learned, portraying Monica, who, in hindsight, in this new awakened society that we all live in, was very much a victim of so many different cascading circumstances.
Absolutely. I mean, in the 90s, she was sort of a meal for society and the media to feast upon, and she was so picked apart, and all three of the women, Linda, Paula, and Monica, were belittled to the sound of their voice or their noses or the way that they dressed or their size. And so our show is really trying to peel back the curtain and show the humanity behind these three women in all of their glory and all of their mistakes and all of their rich, complex human being, like as rich, fully fleshed out human beings. And there was so much that I didn't know because I was only 4. I know everyone on set would always hate when I said that.
But your generation may not know the details.
That's a telephone.
Literally, I was like,
that's a payphone.
When you're calling with the calling card, remind me how that and the payphone, you put them,
you hold it up to your ear.
And you can't walk away from it.
And you can't go.
You're tethered to it.
Stay right there. But yeah, everyone always hated when I reminded them of that.
Yeah.
But I was born in '93, so when Monica's name was given to the world in 1998, I was a toddler. I was a child. I didn't know any of this was happening. And I just learned through kind of the basics that you acquire as you grow up and in class and in the media. But for me, I was almost a blank slate, which I think was a really beautiful place to approach it from. But there is so much I didn't know about Monica, and the episode that airs tomorrow night is called Manhandled, and it's all about the 12 hours that Monica spent in a Ritz-Carlton hotel room with the FBI and the Office of Independent Counsel. So she was in a room alone with 8 to 12 men, that some of them were armed, for 12 hours, and she held her ground, and she did not do what they asked her to do, because what they were asking her to do was wear a wire and betray the president, and she wouldn't do it. And
she was incredibly young.
She was 24 at the time. In her workout clothes, she had just gone to the gym when Linda asked her to come meet her at the mall. So she's, when you're sweaty and you're in your clothes and you're vulnerable. I mean, it's the most vulnerable place that a woman could be in.